What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of Ron's Library and Ideas. This is Ron. Today, we're going to be reading the first 5 chapters of The Way of the Superior Man, a spiritual guide to mastering the challenges of woman, work, and sexual desire by David Data. My goal on this channel is to introduce you guys to new books that you may not be familiar with and books that have had a profound impact on my life. So this is part 1, A Man's Way. Chapter 1, Stop hoping for completion of anything in life. Most men make the error of thinking that one day it will be done. They think, if I can work enough, then one day I could rest, or one day my woman will understand something and then she will stop complaining, or I'm only doing this now so that one day I can do what I really want with my life. The masculine error is to think that eventually things will be different in some fundamental way. They won't. It never ends. As long as life continues, the creative challenge is to tussle, play, and make love with the present moment while giving your unique gift. It's never going to be over. So stop waiting for the good stuff. As of now, spend a minimum of 1 hour a day doing whatever you are waiting to do until your finances are more secure, or until the children have grown and left home, or until you have finished your obligations and you feel free to do what you really want to do. Don't wait any longer. Don't believe in the myth of one day when everything will be different. Do what you love to do, what you are waiting to do, and what you've been born to do now. Spend at least 1 hour a day doing whatever you simply love to do, what you deeply feel you need to do in your heart, in spite of the daily duties that seem to constrain you. However, be forewarned, you may discover that you don't or can't do it. That in fact your fantasy of your future life is simply a fantasy. Most postponements are excuses for a lack of creative discipline. Limited money and family obligations have never stopped a man who really wanted to do something, although they provide excuses for a man who is not really up to the creative challenge in the first place. Find out today whether you are willing to do what it takes to give your gift fully. As a first step, spend at least an hour today giving your fullest gift, whatever that is for today, so that when you go to sleep at night, you know you couldn't have lived your day with more courage, creativity, and giving. In addition to the myth that one day your life will be fundamentally different, you may believe and hope that one day your woman will be fundamentally different. Don't wait. Assume she's going to be however she is forever. If your woman's behavior or mood is truly intolerable to you, you should leave her and don't look back, since you cannot change her. However, if you find her behavior or mood is merely distasteful or a hassle, realize that she will always seem this way. The feminine always seems chaotic and complicated from the perspective of the masculine. The next time you notice yourself trying to fix your woman that she will no longer fill in the blank, relax. Give her love by touching her and telling her that you love her when she is this way, whatever you filled in the blank with. Embrace her, or wrestle with her, or scream and yell for the heck of it, but make no effort to bring an end to that which pisses you off. Practice love instead of trying to bring an end to the quality that bothers you. You can't escape the tussle with the feminine. Learn to find humor in the unending emotional drama the feminine seems to enjoy so much. The love that you magnify may realign her behavior, but your effort to fix her and your frustration never will. The world and your woman would always present you with unforeseen challenges. You are either living fully, giving your gift in the midst of those challenges, even today, or you are waiting for an imaginary future which will never come. Men who have lived significant lives are men who never waited, not for money, security, ease, or woman. Feel what you want to give most as your gift to your woman and to the world, and do what you can to give it today. Every moment waited is a moment wasted, and each wasted moment degrades your clarity of purpose. Chapter 2. Live with an open heart, even if it hurts. Closing down in the midst of pain is a denial of a man's true nature. A superior man is free in feeling and action, even amidst great pain and hurt. If necessary, a man should live with a hurting heart rather than a closed one. He should learn to stay in the wound of pain and act with spontaneous skill and love even from that place. Imagine failing at a major project, lying to your woman and getting caught, or overhearing her joke about your shortcomings in bed. How do you react with your body, breath, and eyes? Notice if you react to a person or situation that hurts you by withdrawing, hiding, or closing in on yourself. Notice if there are times when you find it difficult to look into someone's eyes, or times your chest and solar plexus become tense and contracted. These are signs of an unskillful reaction to hurt. Contracted and closed in on yourself, you are unable to act. You are trapped in your own self-protective tension, no longer a free man. The superior man practices opening during these times of automatic closure. Open the front of your body so your chest and solar plexus are not tense. Sit or stand up straight and full, opening the front of your body, softening your chest and belly, wide and free. Breathe down through your chest and solar plexus, deep into your belly. Look directly into the eyes of whomever you are with, feeling your own pain as well as feeling the other person. Only when the front of your body is relaxed and open, your breath full and deep, and your gaze unguarded and directly connected with another person's eyes, can your fullest intelligence manifest spontaneously in the situation. To act as a superior man, a samurai relationship, you must feel the entire situation with your whole body. A closed body is unable to sense subtle cues and signals, and therefore unable to act with mastery in the situation. Chapter 3. Live as if your father were dead. A man must love his father and yet be free of his father's expectations and criticism in order to be a free man. Imagine that your father has died, or remember when he did die. Are there any feelings of relief associated with his death? Now that he is dead, is any part of you happy that you need not live up to his expectations or suffer his criticisms? How would you have lived your life differently if you had never tried to please your father? If you never tried to show your father that you were worthy? If you never felt burdened by your father's critical eye? For the next 3 days, do at least one activity a day that you have avoided or suppressed because of the influence of your father. In this way, practice being free of his subtle expectations, which may now reside within your own self-judgment. Practice feeling free in this way once each day for 3 days, even if you still feel fearful, limited, unworthy, or burdened by your father's expectations. Chapter 4. Know your real edge and don't fake it. It is honorable for a man to admit his fears, resistance, and edge of practice. It is simply true that each man has his limit, his capacity for growth, and his destiny. But it is dishonorable for him to lie to himself or others about his real place. He shouldn't pretend he is more enlightened than he is, nor should he stop short of his actual edge. The more a man is playing his real edge, the more valuable he is as good company for other men, the more he can be trusted to be authentic and fully present. Where a man's edge is located is less important than whether he is actually living his edge in truth, rather than being lazy or deluded. Pick an area of your life, perhaps your intimate relationship, your career, your relationship with your children, or your spiritual practice. For instance, you are currently doing something to earn a living. Where do your fears stop you from making a larger contribution to mankind, from earning a higher income, or from earning money in a more creative and enjoyable way? If you were absolutely fearless, would you be earning a living in exactly the same way you are now? Your edge is where you stop short, or where you compromise your fullest gift, and instead cater to your fears. Have you lost touch with the fears that are limiting and shaping your income and style of livelihood? If you have deluded yourself and feel that you are not afraid, then you are lying to yourself. All men are afraid, unless they are perfectly free. If you cannot admit this, you are pretending to yourself and to others. Your friends will feel your fear, even if you do not. Thus, they will lose trust in you, knowing you are deluding yourself, lying to yourself, and are therefore likely to lie to them, consciously or unconsciously. Or perhaps you are very aware of your fears, your fear to take risks, your fear of failing, or your fear of succeeding. Perhaps you are comfortable with your life and you fear the lifestyle change that may accompany a change in career, even though the new career will be closer to what you really want to do with your life. Some men fear the feeling of fear and therefore don't even approach their edge. They choose the job they know they can do well and easily and don't even approach the fullest giving of their gift. Their lives are relatively secure and comfortable, but dead. They lack the aliveness, the depth, and the inspirational energy that is the sign of a man living at his edge. If you are this kind of man who is hanging back, working hard perhaps, but not at your real edge, other men will not be able to trust that you can and will help them live at their edge and give their fullest gift. As an experiment, describe your edge with respect to your career out loud to yourself. Say something like, I know I could be earning more money, but I am too lazy to put in the extra hours it would take. I know that I could give more of my true gift, but I am afraid that I may not succeed, and then I will be a penniless failure. I spent 15 years developing my career, and I'm afraid to let go of it and start fresh, even though I know that I spend most of my life doing things I have no real interest in doing. I could be making money in more creative ways, but I spend too much time watching TV rather than being creative. Honor your edge. Honor your choices. Be honest with yourself about them. Be honest with your friends about them. A fearful man who knows he is fearful is far more trustable than a fearful man who isn't aware of his fear. And a fearful man who still leans into his fear, living at his edge and putting his gift out there, is more trustworthy and more inspirational than a fearful man who hangs back in the comfort zone, unwilling to even experience his fear on a day-to-day level. A free man is free to acknowledge his fears without hiding them or hiding from them. Live with your lips pressed against your fears, kissing your fears, neither pulling back nor aggressively violating them. Chapter 5. Always hold to your deepest realization. Eternity must be a man's home, moment by moment. Without it, he is lost, always striving, grasping at puffs of smoke. A man must do anything necessary to glimpse and then stabilize this ever-fresh realization and organize his life around it. Make your life an ongoing process of being who you are at your deepest, most easeful level of being. Everything other than this process is secondary. Your job, your children, your wife, your money, your artistic creations, Your pleasures, they are all superficial and empty if they are not floating in the deep sea of your conscious loving. How many hours today was your attention focused in the realm of changes on events, people, thoughts, and experiences? And how often was your attention relaxed into its source? Where is your attention right now? Can you feel its source? Even for a moment, can you feel that which makes attention conscious and aware? Can you feel the deepest nature of attention? What happens when you simply, effortlessly allow attention to subside into its source? This source is never changing and always present. It is the constant, silent tone behind and pervading the music of life. Feel into this source as deeply as possible, and then reapproach your work, intimacy, family, and creative efforts. When you make money from this source. Find out what happens to the details of your life when you live more consistently from this source. Use aids to support your relaxation into and creation from this source. Read books that remind you of who you are in truth. Spend time with people who inspire and reflect the source to you. Meditate, contemplate, or pray daily so that you steep yourself in the source. If you are like most men, you have strong habits that rivet your attention to the events and tasks of the day. Days and nights fly by for years, and life slips through your fingers. Your attention absorbed in the seeming world of necessary responsibilities. But all of it is empty if we do not live our responsibilities as expressions of our depth of being and heart truth. Know eternity. Do whatever it takes. And from this depth of being, live the details of your life. But if you postpone the process of submerging yourself in the source for the sake of taking care of business first, your life will be spent in hours and days of business, and then it will be gone. Only if you are well grounded in that which is larger than life will you be able to play life with humor, knowing that each task is a mirage of necessity. Even if you find yourself in some trivial moment, watching TV or cleaning up a mess in the kitchen, feel the truth of who you are. Feel the boundless cognizance in which each instant seems and vanishes. All moments are the same intensity of clarity, completeness, and humor when you meet each moment with your deepest realization. Nothing that has ever happened has made any difference to the one who you are. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first 5 chapters. And again, that was stop hoping for a completion of anything in life. To me, that sounds like that idea that a man's work is never done. You will always be striving for something. You always have a task to complete, a duty to fulfill. And that's why you chose to come down here as a man. We can't get around that. Live life with an open heart, even if it hurts. That's one of the things that I'm learning to do, especially in my relationship when we have disagreements, when, your heart hurts and you want to close yourself off from the argument or the disagreement. It's a good reminder to open yourself up to that, to feel that fully. In this era, we're taught that men aren't supposed to feel their emotions, or we're supposed to ignore them. But that is the cowardly thing to do. You have to feel and acknowledge your emotions deeply so that you can face it with courage and be in more control of them. And it leads to a better understanding of yourself. Now, the 3rd chapter was live as if your father were dead. I've heard about people whose fathers put a whole lot of pressure on them to be something that they don't want to be, or just live up to a standard that their fathers set for them. That's not something that I personally had to deal with. My father was always very good at letting me do my own thing and be my own person. But I understand that idea of living your life the way you want to live it and finding your purpose. Know your real edge and don't fake it. That was chapter 4. We all have our limitations, and the worst person to lie to about this is yourself. Know where your edge is. Know what you are willing or are unwilling to do. And when you find the things that you are unwilling to do, push yourself to that edge and push through it. That's something that I need to do myself. For the longest time, I was half-assing when it came to putting videos out. Like, I would put a video out on Facebook of me just reading the chapter out of a book that I found interesting, but I wasn't going full in on having my YouTube channel. But that has changed. Now I'm fully invested in this, and I'm consistently putting out material and content. And it is something that's almost like life on the edge, because I know not everyone is going to be supportive of this. But I don't need them to be. I know that the audience that I'm going to attract, or that I am attracting, is going to find me regardless. Some people have made up in their mind, well, who is this person to go out here and do something different from what I'm doing? Who do they think they are? Well, we can't live our lives like that. You have to live the type of life that you want. And the life that I picture for myself, I've always been somewhat of a teacher. I like sharing ideas. So this channel that you find yourself listening to right now, I appreciate you being here. We're going to grow together, and hopefully you will see me grow and this channel grow as well. Now, chapter 5 is always hold to your deepest realization. And to me, this means understanding the core of what your true being is. Finding out, okay, who are you as a person, and why are you the way that you are? That's not something anybody can tell you. Now, you have others that can point things out to you, but to have that true realization, that's something that you have to do for yourself. You have to have that meditation, or you have to go into that meditation and really think about your actions. Stay tuned for the end of this, towards the end of this video. Thank you for sticking around this long. But one of the things that I think I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start adding some of my music on to the end of these videos, because that's something that I enjoy doing. I've always been a lover of music. I'm a saxophonist. I create music on these digital audio workstations, and I'm going to start sharing that with you guys at the end of these videos. So thank you for tuning in. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think of this book. Have you read it? Are you interested in hearing more? Share this with your friends and family that you believe could use this information. And I'll see you guys on the next episode of Ron's Library and Ideas. Peace.